What is good, the Silver Gauntlets? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Triforce Blitz Finals! It is finally time. It is time to find out who's winning this damn tournament. It is Blueseangfh2 versus Ramond, and here with me in the commentary booth are Elagatua, the person who's responsible for this whole mess, and Natheirean, one of the folks who unfortunately didn't quite make it to finals. Ella, Nath, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited that I'm going to get to commentate one of these races for the finals. And I'm really excited for this matchup. Well, it's half of the match that I expected to see in the finals, according to my predictions. But I think that these runners are really interesting, and I can't wait to kind of see the different styles go head to head in this race.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with not only the people I've been playing, but also on the other side of the bracket. And this is going to be a really good finals here.
So while Tobias goes off and gets the streams prepped for us, I want to talk a little bit about these runners to maybe introduce them to some of us who are a little bit less familiar. I've seen Ramond play a lot of races. Ramond also a season 1 finalist and back in the finals now for season 2. But I also saw a number of Blueseangfh2 races on his path to the finals. And if you haven't watched these runners before, Blueseangfh2, I think, plays a little bit almost like Fabio from season 1 in the races that I've seen. Kind of standard player. I don't think Blueseangfh2 is especially crazy in terms of taking risks, kind of by the book. And Ramond is, I would say, more on the crazy side, willing to take pretty big risks and certainly calculated risks, but Ramond's risk is always flying too close to the sun and melting his wings that are made of wax. Ramond sometimes, if Ramond loses, it's because too many risks were taken and something really bad happened.
Yeah, looks like the timer is counting down, so I think we're getting off pretty soon.
And we are getting going, exactly. There we go.
Because we got a serenade start here, so that'll be nice for routing later on, but not going to get us too much right away.
Yeah. It makes going child sooner a lot less punishing if you need to go back adult.
Let's see, 2-4, Goron City on the path to wisdom. What was that first?
It was 3-4-4 Goron City Wisdom.
Yeah, so this is a little bit on the low end for path counts. Looks like we've got our first divergence already. Blueseangfh2 electing to get some rupees to get that shield, which I think is a good idea. But I know not everybody agrees with that.
Objectively the correct choice. Is what I'm going to say.
What do you think about a 3-4-4? This is I think this is a little bit of a perilous path count, especially for an important race like this.
Yeah, so it could either be really straightforward, they're all very similar, or they could all be wildly different. I think once we start seeing our path counts, like we get many more hints, we'll learn more. I think it'll depend on when we see our first Wanderer or maybe even a sometimes hint.
Yeah, I'm expecting some Wanderers to show up this seed for sure, just based on those numbers that we're seeing. But something else that could be interesting is whether there's any early explosives that allow us to get out of logic. With Goron City being the free path hint at the beginning, explosives are going to be very important.
Oh, and we already have our first Wanderer hint. There we go.
Well, if you weren't planning on doing River after CAC in the first place, I think you are now.
True that.
Yeah, I could easily see a bomb bag in River, or something similar to that, or something leading to bomb bag, like a strength.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what item ends up showing up as the Wanderer. River is actually kind of a nice place to have Wanderer because there's not a whole ton of checks there, so the odds of it being pretty obvious, like which item is Wanderer, is pretty high. So you won't need to guess, like, oh, is it the bombs? Oh, is it the hook shot or something like that if you find multiple things in one place.
I've been doing a lot more, not only me, but a lot of players have been skipping Graveyard. This is definitely feeling like a skip Graveyard seed now, just with that River Wanderer.
The moment you have a Wanderer hint, I mean, Wanderer hint's not quite the point where you start playing very, very aggressively, but definitely the moment one of them sees a sometimes hint, we are skipping everything that's skippable.
Let's choose on 20. Not worth it really, but
Yeah,
that is one of our
probably not.
2-packs.
It's a 3-4-4. I don't think you're gonna spend time worrying about choose on 20.
Not unless you were absolutely sure Bomb Bag was like the 4th step for like 2 pieces, and like it was something really dumb, like you just couldn't figure out the steps to make it.
So we're already seeing Ramond skip Graveyard and go straight to River. I think this is a little bit situational, just seeing that River Wanderer hint, and maybe Ramond is thinking that this could be a really short seed potentially, and getting that early information without wasting any time in Graveyard is probably what Ramond wants to do, just to kind of protect himself. And Blueshan, with the early Skullhouse check, might be thinking the same thing. So we'll see where Blueshan goes after this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Blueshan following in Ramond's footsteps here.
Yeah, it does make sense to just. Oh, was that a hammer or a scale?
That's a hammer, yeah.
That is a hammer. Well, we're definitely getting that. That takes care of about half the bombable checks in this game. That was
And
a
also
flawless execution. Flawless jump by Ramond here. Dang. Clean.
Also, the entire Goron City maze as adult as well. Which is basically half the checks.
Yeah, that's a really helpful pickup because you really want to rush your path locations in a seed with numbers this low, and getting that hammer. I mean, that's basically half of the checks in Goron City that are now available to you.
And there's a big chest in the river.
Another one.
DMT
Trail
courage. And put it back.
Well,
so much for that having the clear pathing there in the Wanderer.
I cursed it.
Saria's song unlocks a Zora scale. What the heck?
This is cursed. This is so
Okay.
cursed.
We have 2 path items that I really don't want to see. So, Saria's song, 2 places that could lead. We have a Saria's song lock check in Goron City. That could basically be an indicator for. Oh, there's bombs. Just. So, if you don't know this trick, you're effed. But yeah, Ramond again with a flawless execution, first attempt, grabbing that bomb back, and well, here we go. OT Sunsong.
So, which item do you think is the Wanderer there, Ela?
Yes.
Good answer.
I'm gonna say
so
not the bombs.
Something that's interesting about this is because there's so many items early on in River, it's kind of turning into a trick exhibition. And Blueshan able to get that jump without using a shield, which is my crutch to getting that heart piece. But Ramond was able to execute the trick a lot faster. And so even more than kind of like rupee ratting, just the difference in execution there is probably the main contributor to the gap. But now the seed is going to get a lot more complicated because you have Saria's song and scale both confirmed path, which raises a lot of questions. And we don't know like medallion layout, but scale being path often, I mean, unless it's all leading to the bomb bag in Upper River, but it's kind of hard to imagine. So I wonder if ZL is buried somewhere.
The easy answer is that yes, A, the scale is leading to the bomb bag in Upper River, and B, it is leading there by being on Papa D.
Yeah, the problem with that Sari is unlocking the scale puts the hammer and bomb bag both relatively deep path count wise, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a DC dip. I actually could see DC being like ZL Saria's scale, which unlocks all your early DC access.
Well, the other alternative is that that it's like scale for Jabu and then ends up blocking songs somehow. But we don't have a pedestal check, so it's kind of hard to know right now.
Yeah. And I think with the way the seed is looking, I don't think we'll be going Child anytime soon either. So we're going to be missing a lot of songs.
Yeah, I imagine that they're both going to make a trip to adult GC with the items that we've got here, knowing that 4 out of the 7 checks are freely available in adult, and also Saria's potentially could be leading to an important song in SFM as well.
I think Ramond might be along the same reasoning I had, where DC looks to be about possibly 3 steps deep.
Yeah, there's like multiple worlds that are possible. It's like what do you think is the actual answer? Do you think that it's scale leading to the bomb bag, or do you think that it's like scale leading to domain or something weird like that? And so Ramon looks like he's trying to protect himself from the world in where just everything is leading to bomb bag by dipping into DC early.
With 3 and 4 step paths, I think you'd protect against the early answers or the easy answers first, and the easy answer could definitely be Saria's song for scale for ZL and Saria's song for scale for Bombag, leading to the Dongo's Cavern. But it's curious that Ramond is leaving here after having found the Kokiri sword.
Yeah,
I think he's looking for DC just to verify, because with that hammer, if the maze is empty, you're pretty certain that it's for Darunia. There's also the trail path I think he's checking here too.
There's your strength from the trail path. Deep forest?
That strength being there makes my DC thought a lot stronger, because that would mean, so basically that would mean that bombs and hammer are lock all strengths. So I'm really feeling DC, and I think this maze will tell us a lot.
Or it's the strength for deep forest, and Saria's song also for forest access.
Could be. Yep, I think we'll find out very shortly here when we see these checks here.
Oh my gosh. That ain't it.
Just a bottle.
Zora's River still on the way of the Wanderer.
I'm wondering if this might be turned into an oops hour and a half seed. We'll see.
It could be.
It's like it's either 25 minutes or an hour 25 minutes.
Agreed.
Yeah. So now that I've seen the maze, I'm really feeling DC here. I think at least one piece is gonna be in DC, and maybe that case will lead to another piece in Deku.
Yeah, certainly. I think you could worry about the world in which it's 3 for DC and 4 for Deku Tree, and this is a 20 minute seed. But Bluseangfh2 skipping DC straight to Goron City, just prioritizing the paths. So still a lot of possibilities out there. This is kind of on a knife's edge.
No. That's an a pair of iron boots in a path location. Do we want that? I don't think we want that. I mean, it's a clear indication. But I think you're not interested in that.
I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
And Trail still on the path of courage. Thanks, Medigoron.
Yeah, I mean, your 4-step could just be, what is it, ZL Saria's scale to give you access to multiple bomb bags / strengths to get that iron boots for your 4-step with this Wanderer hookshot, and then all of a sudden you have like half of water open as a 4-step.
Yeah, there's a lot of unpleasant possibilities, and they're all kind of weird. That's the thing. It's like it's really hard to judge what to do when there's just a variety of kind of low probability choices.
I think with these, with a seat like this, I would personally just try and guard against the, as I said, the easy answer first. So I would complete DC after completing this loop around the crater first.
Yeah, I agree.
And then see where the seed takes me. Rudo's letter unlocks the way to a Wanderer's hookshot. Oh dear.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, so
yeah,
we know
so
our
that
confirmed Wanderer item. So Wanderer's hookshot in ice.
Or Jabu.
And Ice Cavern Path of Wanderer. Well, ice.
I think we know which one it is now.
That was easy.
But I mean, now Rudo's could be the Wanderer item in River, and it's even possible that River is multiple Wanderer.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we've seen 2 River Wanderer hints already in like the first 6 hint stones. That's pretty unlikely. if it's only
CL
one.
unlocks the way to a Wanderer's Rudos
Is that
litter?
hover boots?
Was that hovers? I thought that was hovers.
Okay, maybe DC is not.
Someone VOD dive this because I really wasn't sure. BK is Bolero.
I'm pretty sure that was Wanderer hovers.
So Wanderer hovers. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better. Talk about a really challenging and nervy seed to get in your first race of the finals. There's all sorts of crazy information showing up. And when I think of Wanderer hovers, there's really only two possibilities that jump out to me, and that is either Fire Temple for some like Volvagia key access nonsense, but also potentially Spirit Temple for getting across the wasteland.
We did just get Spirit Temple foolish.
Hinted foolish, so that's good news from. Wait, did we start with Sarius? Where did the Sarius song come from?
That was from Windmill.
Okay. So nice and logically available.
Wanderer hovers also could be for Shadow Trial 2. It could be like long shot hovers and like long shot dins.
It could be a 3-stepper. But it is bomb shoes. This seed just gives you all the explosives up front. Not logically, but it does give them to you.
Wanderer hovers might push the runners to fire, but it's one of those hints that it's hard to have a clear idea of where it tells you. It just kind of tells you that you're in danger.
Yeah. You're
the problem with Wanderer hovers
in a school bus at this point.
Yeah. Well, the problem with fire is that if fire is hovers locked, that means whatever is in fire is also a Wanderer item, which is like really starting to like what are we locking? Is it like multiple? I was thinking multiple strengths, but like Spirit is foolish.
For sure. In SFM, and Ice Cavern still Way of the Wanderer.
This is the kind of seed where I think it's best to like clear dungeons and write off places that you know are impossible.
And there's a horse. Speaking of writing off places that you know are impossible, I don't think GTG will have anything to do with this seed. And Goron City Path to Wisdom as well.
I mean, we have Sarias and...
Wait, double path! That's a double path Goron City.
Is it?
And both to Wisdom, yeah, because the first hint was at Temple of Time. And that's a single. Like, you're not getting a second copy of that hint. So,
Water Temple intensifies.
Oh, what if it's hovers for key logic and water? For the long shot chests, or like the boat check in the essential room.
That would be a first for me. I have never seen that.
Because if there's a key there, that means that all the key lock chests, so basically the Dark Link loop, is locked by hovers or long shot.
That would be wild. I confess I've never even thought about that possibility before.
Yikes. Okay, ZL to strength upgrade, so we have 4 confirmed path items now.
Wait, so strength is not Wanderer. Strength is path.
Yeah, we have a path strength, and we have path ZL, path Sarius Song, and path scale. So that is 4 confirmed path items. Depending on the number of overlap, Fountain is foolish. Depending on the number of overlap hints we're getting, we have. Well, we have just about exhausted our list of path items. But oh boy, is it a list! Sarius, ZL, scale, and strength, so...
Yeah, so ZL has to be early, I think, now.
But this
probably on a
confirms
child
to me
song.
that there's just a scale chilling on Darunia at this point.
Jabu is our forest medallion this season.
Ooh, do I want
Seems
that?
unlikely to be relevant, given that we haven't seen any boomerang hints show up in our wealth of information.
Yeah.
And the boomerang would be a very clear Jabu indication. This almost certainly means we have, in the river, our Wanderer item is Rudo's Letter. For getting a Wanderer's hookshot in Ice Cavern. For, well, getting something in Forest Temple.
Yeah, it does feel like maybe deep forest could be a thing. That's another thing that hovers could potentially point to. If all the bows are locked, hovers could be logical access into the courtyard. It's kind of weird, but it's not unheard of. And
Well,
the
if Hovers locked all the bows in Song of Time, then it wouldn't be Wanderer though; it'd be Path, which is it's the fact that it's Wanderer is what's throwing me off a bit.
I mean, there could be a bow also available, just like deeper in the
Really
logic,
deep, yeah.
to get the hovers, because why not violence?
See, choosing violence in my final?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, this is a seed where you start, you see 3-4-4. Okay, this is gonna be a simple, quick seed. Now you're getting into it, and it's this is
Yeah.
starting to be a big puzzle.
I'm gonna say Elagatua was not wrong about that. Oops, 1.5 hour seed.
Yeah, it's when you get seeds like this, it's like this is either a really straightforward seed or this is a gigantic mess, and it feels like a mess
Guess
right
what we
now.
got for the final? Yeah,
Back power.
we have found 2 foolish
Oh,
areas.
sorry,
We have
a song,
found
right? Yeah.
Spirit Temple foolish and Thesaurus Fountain foolish.
So that Cack power feels like it's gonna be for the Saria song there. Well, sure, we cleared all of DC and we didn't see a piece, so Ganon's
Yeah.
castle?
DC doesn't seem to play into it at this point.
So
Um,
so think about this. So we have Saria song ZL to a scale. As if that's our 3 steps, that could lock Bomb Bag to clear DC. It also locks a hook shot in Ice Cavern to beat Phantom Ganon for a 3-step in IGC. What do you think about that, Elagatua?
Yeah, I mean maybe Wanderer hovers because the seed decided to do Volvagia for Ganon's access.
Ooh.
oh, that's an interesting choice.
It's a pretty interesting choice. Yes,
I mean,
it would be if that's what it is.
we know that
Yeah,
the playthrough basically takes away items from the back of the generated item pool or possible item pools to the front. So that's why often the playthrough will choose rather wacky ways to get into Ganon's castle. So that's definitely not unheard of. There's a bow,
there's a bow.
and for Rory's Wind. Nice and convenient pickups.
So with that bow, I don't think the hovers being Wanderer is for Forest Courtyard anymore, unless Forest is hard key locked by like Forest Master and like Deep Forest as a Wanderer.
And
That
we
is
have a
our-
double Wanderer River.
Yep, you beat me to it. That's our as predicted.
Yep. Okay, it's a mess. We can say that for sure now. Double Wanderer River for Bruto's Letter and Bombak? Not gonna count. No, it's Wanderer Hammer if we are assuming Saria's song unlocks a Zora scale. Okay, that's the second copy of that.
Big stabby.
Neat. And Zora's River is
Yeah,
still
I wouldn't be
on the
surprised to see
way.
Blueshan
Okay,
jump into IGC here.
the good thing is both of our runners now know Double Wanderer River.
Yeah. Which, given what we found in River, it's not surprising. I would not be surprised if it was Triple Wanderer, in all honesty.
Yeah, it wouldn't blow my mind. I do think it's pretty interesting to see like the very different routes by both of the runners. They're each prioritizing hints in their own way. Like we saw back of lake for both runners, and I think Ramond is going to have better luck at finding those hover boots, but we really have very little tangible information about where they might be. And they could be important because it seems really likely that we've got a hookshot chilling in Ice Cavern. So well, I guess we don't need the hovers for Ramond now because he got ZL. So I wonder how long Ramond is going to end up staying in Child, because it does seem like if Forest ends up being important, and I think there's decent odds that it could have some pieces, you don't want to stay in Child too long.
Yeah, and luckily we do have Serenade at least, so we can get back to adult fairly quickly as long as our time of day isn't bad. That's Path, right? Zone of Agony?
Well, it's unavoidable this seed. It's on everybody's path.
Yeah, so I am like 95% sure we're going to see a scale here on Dancing Dad. That feels like our 3 steps.
Yeah, but then that has me wondering. Yeah, okay. There's our 3 steps. We have ZL. We have Saria's Song, and we have Scale. That's fair enough. Just gonna stick that on the power path for now because.
I wonder if the Hookshot Wonder is for Spirit Trial.
Oh, no, sorry, it's on the Wisdom path.
Like the playthrough maybe gets Rudo's Letter for the Hookshot and Hammer, and Bomb Bag for Bomb Shoes for Spirit Trial having a piece on 3. Which we have, or I guess Blueshan didn't go into Mitos? I thought he was in Forest.
No, because Ramond has all the songs. So I think that Blueshan is just going to do Chow for the first time now and hasn't even gone into SFM at all.
I must have missed when they save warp back to Temple of Time. I thought they were in Forest, but they could have been from a grotto.
So Blueshan did South Hyrule.
Yeah, they must have warped from there. I thought they might have warped from like a Lost Woods grotto, but they must have warped from this like Southern Hyrule grotto.
Oh god, this is a mess. So, Shannock in chat, Shannock in chat pointing out. So, we have our Wisdom path pretty much mapped out at this point. We have ZL, Sarius, and Scale obviously on it because the Scale is in Path to Wisdom, double Path to Wisdom Goron City. But here's the thing: it's double Path to Wisdom Goron City. So we're looking at either Iron Boots, Wallet, or Bottle being our last path item to Wisdom. I'm going to say Iron Boots, and agree with Shannock here that we just have both hook shots available, which leads us to something in water. Peace in water, I would rather say.
With Iron Boots being a possibility there, that feels pretty likely. Like I can see Wisdom being in water. So far, I think Power's in Spirit Trial in Ganon's Castle. I can see Wisdom being water. I don't know where Courage. Have we seen a Courage hint? We have Strength.
We have seen a Courage hint in Trail. So far, we've seen a Strength there, and that's what leads me to Deep Forest for Courage.
Yeah, and we did have that being 3 steps for IGC.
Sarius for Courage, for Forest Access, and then one of the Wanderer hook shots, Strength Bow, and what else?
Well, it's just Scale. You need ZL Sarius Scale to get a way to break the wall in DMT to get that Strength. So Strength is the 4th step.
Oh.
My theory right now, I do like the Spirit Trial idea. That's pretty tempting for Power. I do think Wisdom, probably Water Temple. Courage, I'm thinking Forest Temple behind the Strength. Somewhere deep.
Yeah, but not too deep, not bow-locked.
Well, surely Bow is Wanderer.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here and say Bow doesn't factor into the seed at all.
At the very least, Courtyard has no impact on it because we have Song of Time as well, so we don't need Bow for Courtyard.
Yeah, it just seems like your starting 3 path items are probably going to be shared on every path, and then you've got +1 for Wisdom, which is going to be your Iron Boots, potentially, and then the +1 for Courage is going to be the Strength. And so it's hard for a lot of places to be Strength 1 locked, and also not require anything else. I mean, if fire has the correct key logic, it's possible for like deep fire to be a thing as well, but kind of unlikely. And one thing that I want to point out is that Ramond did skip the spinning pot, and
Oh.
so we don't actually have it guaranteed that it's the iron boots. It could be something else on spinning pot that leads to somewhere. So that
I
was
assumed he did it. I'm surprised you'd orphan that when you're already there for the scale and for hot rotter.
I mean, you have a
Yeah.
scale as your confirmed path item, but both of them do know that GC is double path, so yeah, curious decision. If you're there anyway in full clearing, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, because especially Child Goron City is so easy to orphan on its own. Now that you have just Goron Pot left there, like when do you ever go back? Like the child, not only just child, but like the one check as child.
So
I don't think you ever do.
Ramond is clearly headed to Ice Cavern now, has a bottle, doesn't care about handing in Rudo's letter, is skipping over King Zora. Where's Blueseangfh2 headed after doing this child loop?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised after they do all their child stuff here to go right back to adult. No, honestly, like this feels like to be you want to be a fast child, can be in and out, be out.
I
Mostly
think
for
Blueseangfh
songs.
will end up in Goron City. Beyond that, no idea.
Yeah. At the very least, scale will give you a lot of good routing choices. Especially with Serenade if you ever need to go to Domain as child. And it's good to confirm your path. Like, it almost feels like it'd be that case for certain, but you never know. I've seen some weird unlocks, like, what if Stars was just for, a claim check? Just for forest access.
I don't think that claim check can be relevant. Anything in Lon Lon, I think, adds too many for Big Oron to be the DMT path, but Blueseangfh going to pick it up anyway, just for safety.
It is a very difficult mindset for Triforce splits to try to start skipping big items, like when you, even if you know they can't be like your path item. Because one, you don't know if something's wander or not, and like what that could lead to, and it's just like it's a hard habit to break in general if you play standard. That's what I mention all the time with Triforce splits. Like this mode requires a completely different mindset than standard. Like you need to kind of just turn your brain off of standard thinking and switch to Triforce splits thinking.
Funny thing is, the logic reading you pick up in Triforce Blitz helps you tremendously in Standard.
Oh
But
yeah.
yes, you definitely just need to turn off the Standard brain, as you say, and just think about your goal is not to defeat Ganon. Your goal is 100% to pick up these Triforce pieces as quickly as possible, and you have super strong hints for it. Alright, Blueseangfh2 is headed back adult, so yes, super short child section just to get the songs.
Yeah,
And
they didn't
back-
even do Goron City, which they must assume it's scale and they don't need the scale because it's only for river, which feels like a
So-
pretty safe gamble at this point. We'll see if it comes back to bite him, but I don't think, besides the routing, the scale is that important anymore.
Yeah, so I think Blueseangfh is convinced by scale being on Darunia and doesn't need to check to find out, and is thinking, I got ZL, and the next thing holding me back is Hookshot, and it's an ice, and Blueseangfh probably going to run straight to where Ramond is right now.
Speaking of Hookshot and Ice,
Either hookshot or something leading to hookshot.
I don't think there's room in the path for anything leading to Hookshot.
I mean,
Well, if it's
doesn't-
all Wanderer, then it could be a lot of wacky things,
fair,
but
though.
there is a hookshot as predicted.
Oh my gosh, I'm psychic. No, I'm more like the sidekick, not psychic. But Yeah, that was a pretty easy call to make. So let's see. Does Ramond just leave? It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna continue on,
Do you
which he might just go for the song, and these checks are pretty quick. You're already here.
Yeah, you
But
have 3 good warp songs left and Song of Storms as well, so pretty safe bet to just continue here for the song alone.
It's interesting though, because I have a feeling that if Blueshawn gets his hook shot, he may elect to dip right away. So it could be a way to even up the progress for these two runners if the rest of this ends up being a waste.
And plus, Blueshawn has a dungeon completion over Ramond, so Ramond can't even get into Ganon's castle if power is there. He does need to clear a dungeon first, which is probably going to be Forest, but we don't have Minuet, so clearing a dungeon and going back to Forest if the 4 is there is a bit of a time loss.
Yeah, but hookshot in hand for Blueshawn, I think going back to Ganon's castle makes all the sense in the world, because Spirit Trial is looming, and if Blueshawn had similar logic read as we did, then he's going to assume that there's a piece just waiting for him there.
Yeah. I think even when Blueshawn was a child, did they not go into Mido's house at all?
Doesn't seem like it, no?
So at least they had bomb shoes for Spirit Trial, but the fact that they're missing that bow still is a little concerning.
I just want to call out that sick glitchless jump that Ramond just did. I've actually never seen that one or not that way to get onto that platform for the Silver Rupee there.
Yeah, that was pretty slick, that's true.
Yeah. I've seen so many ice cavern setups, and then as I continue to watch, I find even more like people do. It's insane. It's kind of like a here's your choices. Pick one you want to learn and stick with it.
I like bombs and ground jumps because it always works.
And that's our last foolish. Gerudo Valley is foolish. Valley sucks. Yeah, that's a shocker. Now I understand why Gudrun decided to make it onto Sadie's shit list today. Only here for hookshot in a song, I guess. And the song is Nocturne. Yeah, that's neat. We take it.
It's nice for routing, I guess, but
it does tell you that Shadow is never a consideration, really, because that alone is what Nocturne, Din's, ZL.
It is Rudo's letter.
It's 3 steps alone. Then we're looking at the path scale, which means that you're just way too many steps to even turn in letter to get into ice.
Yeah, you can 100% rule out Shadow Temple out of anything. But Ramond is headed into water, and I don't dislike the play. He has hookshot, he has iron boots, he knows that there's a path likely hiding in here. There's a piece likely hiding in here, and pretty early too.
The only scary thing with that Wanderer hovers, we mentioned earlier, is that the piece could just be in that check itself. And if that's the case, then he's not going to be able to get it. This is some weird trick that I'm not aware of to get that without either long shot or hovers. Well, that's legal and standard. Then I don't. The central check with the bow that you either long shot or hovers across to in the central room.
No, there's no
there actually
with the
is
strength
a way.
block.
There is a way, but it's very difficult. I've only ever seen Marco do it.
That block requires strength. That strength is path, right?
Strength is
path. That can't be. That'd be 5 steps.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so don't concern yourself with that. You're gonna be fine. Okay, junk item for Ramond on the compass chest. Obviously prioritizing checks per minute here and just doing compass first, then heading deeper to pick up map and cracked wall and torches.
I'm really confused now.
Yeah, so Blueshawn got the hook shot out of here immediately. So
yeah.
This is actually a nice time save for Blueshawn because nothing else in ice really got anything, and Blueshawn's not going to be back there. And this is back to Ganon's castle for Spirit Trial.
Yeah, which is reasonable. Ramond does have the information advantage here, knows that there is no useful song in terms of in terms of like accessing a dungeon in Ice Cavern.
Wisdom is. I'm kind of wondering if Irons really is path now. Unless the hovers is for something else, that it's throwing me off quite a bit in thinking. I guess seeing these checks will help.
Your other path options are a wallet and a bottle, and we don't talk about these.
And we
Yeah,
also we did skip Goron Pot too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like what could be on Goron Pot that would actually get us something. And by the way, Ramond missed that.
Yeah, missed that. Let's just jump
there.
over to Cracked Wall, and that's a big chest. He's gonna want to come back for that, so that's a time
And
loss.
I've tried that jump several times. I have like a 10% success rate with it, so I cannot fault Ramond for missing that jump.
It's one of those tricks that you almost never need to do because you usually have like one of the items that makes it easy, like covers.
There's wisdom.
Well,
okay.
there's a Dorito. Okay, that's wisdom.
So that's what we call a intentional time save by Ramond, missing that trick to get the Triforce piece faster.
So how was that strength path? How is that strength path to wisdom?
Well, strength is for courage, not for wisdom.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was confused there. Okay, water temple torches. That's 3840 or something for a month and for his first piece.
Spirit 1 is empty. Spirit 2 is probably power here. And there we go.
It is. Oh boy, that's a close race. And I don't think
looking back to
Blueseangfh2 is
water.
far away from water, so that's
Yeah, I think we're gonna see an early lead here from Blueseangfh2 if he finds that piece here in water. Oh nope, this is a reset. This is not water. Looks like he's not so certain on the iron boots yet, or doesn't want to believe it's iron boots.
Might also have skipped the so the second Goron City Wisdom hint was in SFM. Did he see that?
He did go through fours very quickly as a child, so it's possible he skipped the hints. I can't imagine you skipped that, but
I don't think.
No,
I don't
he
think
wasn't to SFM.
Blueseangfh has not been to SFM. Like, check his songs.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. He didn't do SFM. He just did a Pona song, and that was it.
So interestingly enough, I think that Blueseangfh is actually headed to Forest Temple right now, and this could actually end up working out okay. But the thing that I worry about is the bow. If Blueseangfh does not pick up that bow in Kokiri Forest on the way to Forest, then I think it could be really bad. Because I kind of think that the courage piece is going to be deeper in Forest and is probably going to need a bow. And Blueseangh's really playing aggressively right now, which is good. But if you miss the one thing you need, then it's not good anymore.
I think he's going to pick up the bow once he finishes up with Forest by beating Phantom Ganon. I think he's going to use beating Phantom Ganon as a quick way out of Forest.
The hovers Wanderer still are baffling me a bit though, because if the piece is in Deep Forest, where is Hovers Wanderer fitting in?
I genuinely think it could be for Volvagia to get into Ganon's. Wanderer Hammer, Wanderer Hovers for Ganon's access.
Yeah, that probably makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it doesn't, but at the same time,
Well, it makes sense that that's why I'm confused on it. I guess is the way to put it.
I just wanted to remind everybody how absurd that is. Oh, are we going to see a fire play from Blueseangfh? I mean, this is a Goron tunic.
He has
Interesting.
seen Hammer.
Does he think the wallet is path in Goron City and not the Iron Boots, maybe?
Ooh, that's unfortunate because we know that it's definitely those iron boots. Maybe he's trying to read into the hovers too much. The other thing is, this could be the strength 1, so maybe he wants to check key logic. But keep in mind that if this hammer ever locks any keys that prevent us from getting to Upper Fire Temple, then there's no way that it can have a Triforce piece anymore.
Yeah, especially if he finds a key on Volvagia, then that would put hovers on the path and not Wanderer.
Well, so the non-hammerlock checks have to all have keys.
Yeah,
That's
which is
cool.
pretty rare.
Yeah,
It's
but it
rare in
looks like,
standard, especially in Triforce splits.
yeah, but it looks like Blueshan is going to do the loop here. So I think missing those SFM hints is going to be really important because just not knowing about the courage path.
Yeah, he might have been a little too fast and furious with some of his routing choices, but we'll see where this comes in. Courage feels like Forest, but who knows where Courage could actually be.
Missing those SFM hints might be what single-handedly ends this game to Ramond, honestly.
Well, or I mean, courage could still be here in Deep Fire, and if it's here in Deep Fire, then I think it's going to go the other way. So we'll
Then
see.
we're all laughing. I mean, but I don't see it being in Deep Fire. I don't think the paths make sense.
It depends on the keys. Everything depends on the keys.
What if it's Hovers and Hammer Wanderer for key and Volvagia, instead of the Wanderer Bow for the bow key on like Deep Fire?
Oh my fuck! Please.
I mean, also absurd, but you never know.
If that's the case, then it's still bad for Blueshan because Blueshan doesn't have the bow, so likely to get key locked.
Well, yeah, but if it's Wanderer for that case, then he doesn't need the bow because he has the Hovers path to get the key on Volv, but that seems incredibly unlikely.
Yeah, we'll see. Ramond finishing DC though, so probably to Ganon's for Ramond now that DC did not turn up power.
Oh, he's climbing. I wonder if he's heading to Forest
To
first.
Ganon's, like I said, to Ganon's.
He might be thinking Forest and be heading there because we don't really have a good way to Forest regardless, so you're already halfway there. You might as well go now. If you're like 100% sure or 90-something% sure that the pieces that the powers and Ganon's, I think it's safe to hunt for courage first. I don't see a world where this goes to time. Well, I do see it, but I don't want to see it.
No, there's no way. I think Ramond is on the right track. I think you're actually correct that going Forest here is the right play because for routing purposes, it's actually more efficient to do it this way. Assuming that the piece is actually here, and Ramond is like, okay, well, there's pretty much nothing in the game other than Ganon's that could be a 3 at this point and make sense with the hints. And from Blueshan's side, we did see that everything in Fire is now hammer locked, so I'm pretty sure that all of this is just dead checks, and that Blueshan is in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, the only thing I could possibly think of is that both Strength 2s are Strength 1 locked, and like one is in Fire and one is in like say Deep Forest, but that's really pushing it because we have no indication of like opponents being Wanderer either for GGG.
Yeah,
Spirit
and with
is not
Spirit
path,
dead,
or-
like that was something that I had considered as like maybe you get Surprise Spirit Temple for Strength 2s that are locked by Strength 1, but seems unlikely now.
Bomb bag locked by Hammer.
Yeah, so not in consideration. We have a bomb. We have basically a bomb bag that's sitting right next to where Hammer is.
Oh, that's actually bomb locked. Never mind, that's not even locked. That's also locked by bomb bag.
So if we're looking for easy answers, this piece is behind Strength in Forest, and Ramond is headed to Ganon's castle afterwards, and we'll all be done in about 15 minutes.
Okay, so Blueshan, fortunately, out of Fire, so we're not going to lose any more time there, and down to Water, which is the correct place to be. I do think that Ramond's got a pretty sizable lead, assuming that he makes all the right plays. I think there's a window for Blueshan to really take control of this with the wise play to skip the rest of Ice. But I think now the ball is firmly in Ramond's court, assuming that the right plays are made. But still a lot of time for a plot twist to emerge. We've seen it before, and we might see it again.
Yeah, you honestly never know sometimes what the path could indicate.
That's why we play randomizer. We are playing basically just a big old puzzle generator.
Ramond skipping courtyard entirely, going straight for the strength block checks. I mean, it's really great stuff.
I wonder if he's
has
going
that
for
Triforce piece
floor
in the
master
brain.
because of the hovers.
I think he's going to shoot the eye switch first just to peek it.
Oh yeah, I mean you're already there. You might as well.
I mean, it could literally be the eye switch chest. It's a really good idea.
Oh, we are gonna see what Ramon skipped over here in water at least. Could be hovers.
Hope it's the bow.
The other scale.
Bomb locked scale.
Okay, is this courage right here?
No. But,
Oh no, it's strength. It's what? It's a strength.
that strength isn't path.
It's not path, but it could be wanderer.
Yeah, but we
Yeah,
have
the second
a
strength's
trail
not
path to
path, but-
courage.
Yeah, so now courage could potentially be strength 2 locked as well if the third strength is also behind strength 1. So doesn't have to be in forest anymore, that's for sure.
Oh my god.
Luckily, it can't be in spirit because it's foolish. So if it's not here in forest, it's probably in the silver block room in GTG or key logic for the maze.
Man, if I have to eat my words about GTG not coming into play this seed,
I mean, this is probably the best chance of you eating your words. Did Blueseangfh2 not do? Oh, he can't do the torch chest. He doesn't have a bow.
Oh, that's tragic. Like, you gotta do Mido's house. Like, it's... I thought
Mido, that's
Blueseangfh2 might play it a little more safe, but unfortunately, that risk is not paying off.
I do appreciate you wishing him all the best by basically saying, hey, I want this cracked wall thing to be a bow. But unfortunately, that wasn't meant to be.
Look out for the runners.
Always. Okay, Floor Master wasn't the answer. Or, sorry.
I guess that strength path could be for more stuff in water. There are strength blocks in water.
I mean, yes, but...
Yeah, but then strength and irons would have to be on the path. It'd be
Oh right, yeah. Never mind. Ignore me.
But you can see how tricky it is for these runners having to be executing all these tricks and also thinking about all the possibilities that we are considering and botching while just watching them.
Yeah. And even if we sound smart thinking about this too, we also have double sets of information. These runners only have what they find themselves, in addition to all the pressure they have of one being in the finals, two of just being in a high pressure situation in general. Like, it is not an easy place to be.
By the way, trackers, we did get a pedestal check earlier, so we can actually fill in the medallion information if you want to.
Yeah, I think the main one was that Jabu was the forest medallion, but I can't see that coming into play.
Yeah, Jabu. The medallion layout was Jabu Forest, DC Fire, Water.
Yeah, the medallions basically confirmed that the medallions don't matter, but it was fun while it lasted. We had some hopes of Jabu being, well, relevant, but...
I mean, at this point, I'm asking where's Storms?
We didn't get our always hint of Jabu Foolish, did we?
No, we did not.
Probably the other hook shot or something. Actually, no, that's not possible because then Rudos would be path. I don't know. It's probably a bow.
It's the other bow. There's gonna be a ring inside forest, and behind strength 1, and that's gonna be our other strength 2, inside Jabu.
And then it's just GTG, huh? Ramond getting that key in the basement. Is he honestly planning going deeper in forest?
Yeah, I imagine if you're Ramond, you're committed to full clearing forest because it's either, I mean, based on what we know, it's probably here or GTG. So And it looks like Phantom Ganon probably has a key as well, so you're just kind of stuck.
I don't think it can.
Yeah,
be
at least
here
in this case,
Forest,
though,
though,
you
with
don't take the blue warp, hopefully, because we don't have Minuet, unless you want to walk all the way back.
I don't think it can be here in Forest, though. Not with that strength sitting bow locked.
No, but that strength is also strength locked.
It's not.
Yeah, you can't get up there without pushing the strength block.
Oh! Oh, you're right.
Well, not logically. Or legally.
Fair.
Screw the rules, we have rupees.
Hold up, this is not low. This is not Wind Waker. This is not Twilight Princess low percent.
Really nice glitchless jump there by Blueseangfh2. Some of those tricks without hovers in Water Temple can be very tricky, and it's kind of unfortunate because Blueseangfh2 is just losing the maximum amount of time by not having a bow, and is going to do all these checks that don't have the piece.
Yeah, Darklink Loop especially is really... I mean, we don't even have Song of Time, so he's doing this for a single check.
He's convinced there's a piece in water, which we know to be right, but he is missing one crucial item here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that one check he can't do, because he doesn't have bow.
Oh? What? What is that doing there? Can we not?
Well, it's shiny, but it's not the shiny that Ramond was looking for. Ramond was looking for a small key, actually. And one of the rare signs where your major item is not the thing you wanted off of Phantom Ganon.
Yeah.
Luckily, Spirit is foolish, so no bait with that Mirror Shield.
Yeah. Luckily.
Unless OOT is somehow Wanderer, which I don't even want to imagine as a possibility.
So, Ramond is committed to full clearing forest. 3 key forest incoming? No.
No hovers, so not really an option.
Yeah, the hovers and hammer for DC, I mean for Ganon's axes, just seems very likely. Which is a bit odd since we had Bomb Bag for DC, but I mean, sometimes the Wanderer is gonna be weird. Because it was ZL unlocks a Wanderer hovers, right? I'm curious
Yes,
where that
it
even
was.
is.
ZL unlocks a Wanderer hovers. And yeah, good question. We have a scale on the path, so it can't be anywhere in Fountain or in Jabu or something like that.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be inside domain either.
It could be here in water. Could have been here in water until now.
Water, or it could also be like a fairy fountain, probably.
I mean, Goron Pot's still in play.
I just don't know what Goron Pot could be that could actually, be relevant, considering we have the confirmed Iron Boots as path.
Yeah, we have a pretty strongly confirmed path of that DMT being the strength, so like, I can't see what we could be looking at. Unless the strength is not path and it's like the fairy fountain up there, because you already had ZL on the path for the scale. But then, like, I don't know what item you're looking for. Like, it can't be Ring, because then you need Rudos.
Slingshot. I don't know. I'm reaching. I just don't
Because
think.
K-Sword was in Deku, so it can't be in Deku. So it can't be Deku, can't be Jabu. It's not. Well, we don't know if it's not Forest yet. It's probably not Fire. So, like, I feel like it has to be the strength. Like, what other item is going to give you that possibility?
Yeah,
I'm about to be mad.
Oh, well, at least he's finally made his way here, but this is going to feel awful.
Yeah, the 55-minute Mido's house with revealing the bow that Blueseangfh2 really needed about 15 minutes ago, and now, unfortunately, way behind. But I have a feeling that we're going to see Goron Pot here in a second.
It will confirm our what we left, but I think the only chance Blueseangfh2 has is if ZL unlocks strength. Wait. Oh yeah, no, we get scale to get the strength upgrade, right? Yeah, unless Ramond makes a fatal mistake, I can't really see a way for Blueseangfh2 to get back, but I've seen crazier.
I mean, it would have to be something like extraordinary. I know that, wow, there's a slingshot. That's kind of fun. I mean, Chad is speculating about Shadow Trial 2. There would have to be a really crazy chain of events for that to be the case. Like, it would have to be like exactly fire arrows on Goron Pot or something. I mean, it's not impossible, but that's like the only conceivable way I can see it happening.
We are running out of checks here in Forest. We only have one more check.
Or actually, it would have to be fire arrows on something like the highest Goron fairy.
Yeah, we basically need every single way of getting Shadow 2 locked by that one strength. That's Path and DMT, which, I mean, it's possible, but I don't want to believe that scenario.
Now, the problem is you don't want to believe that scenario for your own sanity. The randomizer doth not care, though.
Yeah, but yeah, we got our final check here in Forest. So let's see if we're looking at Forest here, or if we're going to be having Tobias eat his words here and go to GTG.
I mean, I've already eaten my words by saying that a bow does not factor into these into the seed at all.
Is a small chest, I think.
Where courage was, where wisdom was. That is
Yeah,
definitely
it's
a small
not here.
chest. We're out of here. Okay, so Forest Temple wasn't the play. Strength 2 might.
So yeah,
be
I think
it?
GTG. I think Strength 1 locks both your Strength 2s. What if it's Hover's Wanderer to get a key off Volve, because one of the strengths is there, and the Wanderer gets that strength, not the one in Forest?
Possible.
But everything in fire is hammerlocked.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be Path if there's a Wanderer strength there.
Sure.
Because there's also a strength here in Forest.
But then it's still in GTG though, right?
Yeah, no, it's still a GTG, but I'm saying that could be why Hovers is Wanderer.
Sure. Yeah. It could be the Wanderer Strength 2 in Deep Fire. Yeah, it's not impossible.
Yeah, but here's Ramond into IGC, so he's picking up that power step. I think at this point, he is not sure on Courage and probably just wants to get the second one on the board. And you have to kind of come through here for GTG anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah, I think Ramond just wants to solidify what he knows. He's probably pretty confident that it's in Ganon's due to the 3 paths locking all Ganon's access. But might as well confirm it because it's already getting weird. So we have reached the 1 hour mark. So
Happy 1
thank
hour.
you to everybody. We're
Happy
dropping
1 hour.
Thanks in chat, and this is not the last match of the series. So no matter which runner finishes this one on top, we will have another game. Well, a game 2 on Saturday, and potentially and hopefully a game 3 on Sunday. So if you're available, make sure to stop by for the exciting conclusion to this tournament. And thank you to all the volunteers and to Tobias and Natheirean for commentating along with me, and Race Monitor Gutrune, and I don't remember who our wonderful trackers are right now because my brain is completely focused on logic. But save me, Tobias.
Also Gudrun, as well as Sadie Sweet and Shannock. Yeah. And again, shoutouts to our runners as well, Blueseangfh2 and Ramond, putting on a heck of a show for us. So let's see.
Yeah. And shoutouts to Ela and the rest of the Triforce Blitz team too for putting together this lovely mode. It's been an amazing tournament. Structure's been great, and I can't wait to see what we have in store for Season 3 now.
And
before we talk about Season 3, we do still have this match as well as possibly 1 or 2 more.
Yep, and that is Ramond taking the lead again, or well, cementing his lead, because the only way Blueseangfh2 wins at this point is by picking up both other Triforce pieces before Ramond finds the third.
And Blueshawn looks like it's heading back to water, so that's a good sign. Ramond looks like this is GTG probably, so I think unless something truly bananas happens here, that Ramond's in pretty good shape, but you never know. But while I have everybody kind of talking about Season 3, would like to let everybody know that we will have some announcements on the future of TFB on Sunday, either after Game 3, if there is one, or it will be just kind of its own short thing on Sunday if there's a 2-game series in this final. So stay tuned for that on Sunday. It should be a pretty short stream, probably like 15 minutes, but I'll be going over that stuff then.
I'm excited. I can't wait to start testing for Season 3 and seeing what routing changes we get with it.
Well, we will definitely not be announcing any Season 3 stuff in that, but there will be stuff announced that you will want to attend. So be
Good
there
to
or be
know.
square.
Yeah,
by the way,
you haven't
why
shared
it's
much
be
of
there?
what's going on, but yeah, I'm excited. You've made it sound like we have some interesting changes for Season 3, so I am very hyped for it.
By the way, know why it's be there or be square? Because if you're not there, you're not around.
So we got Blueshawn about to pick up the second Triforce piece.
Perfect reaction. Yeah, Blueshot
Yeah,
picking
there's
up that
wisdom.
second Triforce piece as well. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so GTG is in the cards for Ramond, and I think that's exactly the right play. We'll see where Blueshawn is headed, though.
Yeah. If this last piece is not here in GTG, I have some serious questions on where it could be.
I mean, Spirit Temple is foolish, so it can't really be strange.
It has to be Shadow Trial. Like, that's the only thing I could think of.
No sound? Oh. That's for Tond asking. Cool.
Looks like Blueshawn is trying to do this thing that I was mentioning earlier. I've only seen Marco ever do this.
Well, there is a way to do it.
Yeah, he just did it.
Oh. I did not know that was possible.
Unlucky, though. It's just a key. But, yeah, this looks like a commitment to full clear water. So maybe thinking that Strength 1 locks a key, locking... I don't even know. I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, he might just be on clear mode. Oh, Pierre makes this really annoying.
Oh no.
Yeah. One downside to Free Scarecrow. If you grab that ledge, you're kind of doomed.
It's funny because Blueshawn did the jump with nothing earlier on, but now that Pierre's there, it just screws everything up.
Yeah, I learned for the first time with Free Scarecrow back in a multi-world that if you try to ledge cancel there and like clip into the wall, Pierre gets in the way and you can't do it.
Oh no.
So you are about to see the Silver Blocks room on Ramond's side. I guess technically it doesn't have to be here because it could still be like key locked in the maze behind Strength 2 locked keys, but
I'd be surprised we didn't see like Song of Time, Wanderer, or other stuff like that. So it'd need to be an interesting key layout for that to be the case.
It would need to be very specific, yeah. Ramond murdering all those poor innocent doggos. But yeah, do you go further in GTG here if it's not the strength 2 room? Where even do you go?
I
at
think
that
you
point?
clear for keys and then peek the maze, but beyond that, I don't think you do unless you're out of options. Because like if it's not here, I think it has to be Shadow Trial too, and then you're just clearing for a way to do it.
Come on, please don't die on me now. That is a horrible
Small
time for the
chest.
stream to die. It's another key.
There's
Come on,
2
just
keys in
grabbing-
here already.
Might be 4 keys in here, honestly.
He's stringing us along really crazy.
It's the extra suspense we wanted.
It's 3 keys.
3
And a biggie.
and 1 big chest. Uh-oh.
And there it is.
That's
GG.
a GG.
Right, there we go.
No key logic here today, just simple, straight.
GG's to both
GG's,
of them.
congratulations to Ramond, picking up game 1. I think played it pretty well. Only complaint I have is maybe doing the ice cavern all the way through. Probably lost a little bit of time there, but other than that, I mean, this was pretty clinical. And kind of threw us a curveball at the end, but not too much. Nice of the seed to give us a spirit baron with the plot twist. Ends up kind of making it not as bad of a twist. With the plot twist ends up kind of looks like we got Blue Sean in here. Welcome in.
Yo, what up?
Yo.
How do you feel about that one? It's kind of a.
It was weird. Where's Courage?
Courage is in GTG.
Yeah, which made me
really?
words.
Yeah, so we think that one strength that's hinted path is locking both strength 2s because it's in the silver block room.
Oh, okay. Where's strength 2?
We saw one inside Forest Temple on the ice switch in the strength room.
Oh wow.
We don't know where the other one is. One guess, it could be in fire because the Hovers Wanderer, but the Hovers Wanderer could just be for Ganon's castle access.
Hello, GG's.
GG.
Oh, I was sweating. I think this was my first seed in the brackets where I had so low steps that there were Wanderers. And I think this is one of the seeds that really encapsulates how Triforce Blitz, the spirit of Triforce Blitz, kind of, that if with enough information that you can like skip most things pretty reliably. Yeah, wow. But I was sweating when I saw those steps because I know that Blue Sean is like also an aggressive Triforce Blitz player if it needs to be. And yeah, but yeah, this seed.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever gonna go GTG. At least with the hits that I have.
I might have after full clearing forest like Ramond did, but that was pretty like even if you find strength 2 early in forest, I don't think you ever like dip right away.
Yeah, did you have like Requiem or Pona Song or something?
Yeah, Eponas was in Meadow, Adult Meadow.
Okay. Yeah, I never even went Meadow as a adult.
Yeah, so one of the key things that changed this seed is Blue Sean, you avoided Meadow, and there was a very important path hint there, I think, for the strength upgrade being path in DMT. And so missing that information for a long time, and then also missing the bow in Mido's house saved Ramond a lot of time because Ramond was able to skip almost all the checks in water just because of the routing.
Yeah, I didn't get the bow until like 50 minutes in or something, and I was like, oh crap. I was like, do I go forest or do I go back water? When I got the Hovers Wander, I thought it was for like water, like behind that like central bow target.
That's what I thought too, but that strength being path meant that there would be too many steps, I think.
Yeah, I had DMT path and I thought it was for strength, but then I was like, maybe it's scale? Like maybe it's on the fairy fountain up there? Because like I think I had an out of logic scale, but not like the actual scale.
Yeah, so did you not did you piece of where the scale was the seed then?
I don't think so, actually. Oh, was it in forest?
Scale ended up being on Dancing Dad, and that was like the
really?
3 steps because the two like the bomb bag and hammer in river are not accessible without a way in. So we think that scale off Dancing Dad is like your logical way to beat any dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, I originally thought Grand City was path for the wallet, and then I got the Iron Boots, and I was like,
Yeah, so this seed had a lot of wacky information coming at you all at once, and it is not always that easy to piece things together.
Yeah.
Did you actually know that River was double Wanderer? There was 3 hints.
Yeah.
I found 3 hints at least. So I thought why Havas Wanderer and why Hammer Wanderer especially. And I mean, at some point it just clicked, okay, the playthrough kills Volvaja for Ganon's access. At which point I started to just completely disregard Havas and Hammer kind of as important progression items. The forest full clear, of course, didn't feel good, but I thought, I mean, it kind of makes sense because after seeing strength 2 in forest, which is strength locked, so I mean, light trial was out of the question because the 3 steps in the beginning just locked basically almost all the seed. So
Yeah.
and there were not really many strengths 1 locked checks that are early accessible. Like Deep Forest is, I think, maybe the main one. But yeah, water couldn't be it because irons couldn't. It would be like too many steps. And after realizing forest did not have the piece, I was considering whether to go Fire Temple or GTG, and I had like pros or cons for both choices. But I mean, I first went to Ganon's to have some time to think, and I thought if the piece is in fire, it has to be in deep fire, which means the key layout has to be pretty good, and because hammer is not path. And I thought it's probably unlikely that there are like 3 available keys directly off the bat, which is why I then chose to do GTG. And I'm pretty glad that the Spirit Baron hint was there, because maybe I would have like continued to Spirit after GTG if it wasn't there. But yeah, and Strength 2 lock checks, there are basically almost none outside of Spirit, so GTG was like my first conclusion. The reason I didn't want to push GTG too early was that there was not a single Wanderer hint that we found that kind of pointed to like Eponas or Longshot or the strengths in Forest. So I thought, how unlikely is it that none of the Wanderers point to GTG basically? But I still felt more like GTG than Fire, especially without Bolero. And yeah, I'm glad I got that right at least.
So would you guys like to know where hover boots are?
Sure.
It is in TARDIS in Graveyard, the place that both of
Oh,
you
wow.
skipped.
Oh
Yeah, I
wow!
wasn't doing graveyard.
No one was going Graveyard this seed, not with a River Wanderer that early.
Yeah. You just go
Wait,
river after Kakariko.
Yeah, but
Wait,
hovers the seed were for Volvagia, it looks like, just to kill Volv to get into Ganon's castle.
wait, which check was it? Because
Is the crate in Graveyard?
oh, the crate. That's why. Yeah, because I was
Yeah,
thinking CL.
ZL was to get your scale off Darunia.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's a seed that can always go wrong in many ways. I mean, there are many ways to interpret some of the hints, I guess. But yeah, that was a ride.
Yeah, it was still a lovely show for today. We do have game 2 on, I want to say Saturday, as it was set up for, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We're looking at Saturday at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, noon Central. Forgive me, I don't know the European translation very easily.
7 p.m.
Someone wanna
Central
feed me on
European
that one?
summertime.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah,
So make sure you're here for
be-
game 2. It's going to be an exciting one. We'll see if Ramond takes his series on Saturday, or if Blueseangfh2 comes back and we are fighting for a game 3 on Sunday.
Indeed, and on Sunday, that'll be also at 1 Eastern, 7 Central European summertime. So basically, prime time on Twitch.tv. In the meantime, though, thank you all for watching. Let's root for. I mean, I'm always in favor of more Triforce Blitz or of more OoTR in general, but I'm just rooting mostly for both of our runners to have a great time. In the meantime, thank you to our runners. Shoutouts to them for putting on an awesome show. Blueseangfh2 and Ramond. Thank you to our wonderful commentating crew, Elagatua, Natheirean, and well, I guess I got to join too. Thank you to our trackers, Gutrun, Sadie Sweet, and Shannock. And thank you to our race monitor, who's also Gutrun.